icon that way, then I could get merit sheet for 3B. Now I want us to have the average of the, that is average of the averages, then we can get the grade so that we can rank. Therefore, basically what you need to do is to go to design view. Once you go to design view, you go to where the average is, this one, that point. That's where we shall put our formula. We shall put our formula at this point here inside the average, but we can still write this formula somewhere different, like in Word. Then we transfer it to Microsoft Access. Basically, you need to know how many subjects you have. Then after having that, you can now proceed without worry. Therefore, having opened our Microsoft Word document, we can type our formula here. Therefore, our formula will be equals, remember in a formal report, you must include equals, but in a query, we use full colon. Therefore, we are including English average plus Kiswahili plus other average plus bio av plus chem av plus av plus the other one is east av plus geo av plus cr av plus bus av plus conv av lastly plus agri av. That way. Then we need to, this is for the total. Therefore, for the total, that one is enough. Then we can just go and paste this one to our total field. Now, in case we don't have it here, you can just include unbound control, that is text box. Then we delete this. Now, inside this one, we type, we paste our formula. Remember, this is our total. Then we can adjust to make sure that there is no decimal places. Therefore, we change that one to fixed, then decimal places 0, to avoid a situation whereby we shall encounter the values we don't. Then now we can include our total here. That is our total. Then we have our average, then grade. Therefore, the same formula here will be used to calculate the average. You just put that one. You can just put NZ. Then you can divide by the number of subjects. If it is for Form 3, you can just use 8, because at any time we shall have 8 number of lessons that will be counted. Therefore, now for that one, we shall key in that formula here. That is for the average. That way, then we shall now pull this up and save. Then after doing that, we can go to one class like Form 3. First of all, we can capture, let's use Form 4 M, since we have already selected subjects. We just go to Form 4M. Then we can key in the marks. Well, there are already some marks keyed in. Therefore, we can key in more. Then it is for English. We go to Kiswahili. And remember to restrict the text boxes, only accept less than 100 marks. That way, then you can go to something else. There is some biology fed. There's nobody taking CRI. Okay, let's assume those ones are enough. Then we go to our mark sheet. Open 2020, term 1, form 4, M. Okay, you see now there is an error. This means we have misspelled the formula. Kiswahili. Let's see whether there is any other chemistry. Kiswahili and chemistry, there is a problem. Therefore, we can click, then go to properties, then we can edit that. Kiswa should have another A, then chem. We skipped M. That means we have to also to edit here. Properties. We go to chemistry. The computer, Microsoft Access has identified that for us, and therefore I think we are done. Now we can cross this one and then try again. We go to term 1, form 4, M. Now we should not expect to have any error. Very good. Therefore you can now see that that is the total and average actually working. Therefore you can see now we have the total mark. The total mark is being included, and then the average. Now this is the total of the entered marks. Then this one is the average, I think rounded off because we removed the decimals. Therefore, let's try to fix any other error. Like now this one's needed to be enlarged. If I can do something on this, we have total, we have average. Total and average, then this one should be our grade. The last one here. The last one should be our grade. Then I wanted us to do something on this. We go to format, then we can make them 10. That way. Now we need to do the grade. Remember the grading, we use the if function. Therefore, for the grading, we shall just go and type equals if, then we take the field. The field is average. If average is greater than 8, then we give grade A. That way. And since these quotation marks will bring some problems, we need to just go to our query. There is a query we had done the if function. We just copy that function and then reuse it. This is the function we had used. If we just use this function, we copy that, then you can paste it here. Therefore, this is how this one will be replaced by equals. This is how now our formula will look like. That is in that column, but we shall only change this one to average. Average. You can copy this, then paste there. We also paste it there. Then copy this, After copying, we paste this one in our report, that is in melt sheet. Then we go to where our grade is. We type it there. Then if you click outside and you don't get an error, then you are right. From there, now we pull this upwards, save, then try now to get the mark sheet for Form 4 West. We just go to 2020 Term 1 Form 4 M. Now you see, now we have this guy scoring a D, but the first guy has a main score of 50.4, and therefore he has a C. This is what I'm talking about, that our system is working fine. That this guy here, he has 50 and C, the others have below 50, therefore they have an average of D. And still our system is still working fine, and therefore we are on the right track. But still this hash can be fixed by just going to to our merit sheet. We just go to something like mathematics, then we ensure there are no decimals. Properties, you see there are decimals auto, that's why it's bringing errors. You fix that one, you can reduce this one. Then we can go to something else like English. This should be 0, this one should be fixed. Then we go to something else like Kiswahili. This one should be 0, this one should be fixed. Then you can go to biology. This one should be 0, this one should be fixed. To avoid that hash error, chemistry, this one should be 0, then this one should be fixed. You go also to physics. This one should be 0, this one should be fixed. You can use standard or fixed. Then we can go to the next one, history. This one should be 0, then this one should be fixed. You can go on to geography, the 0 decimal places, fixed format. Then you can go to CRE 0, then you can also look at fixed format. You go to agriculture. As we terminate, we fix the decimal places. Then you can also go to computer 0, this one should be 0, this one should be fixed. Then we need to go to business, the last one. This one should be fixed, so that we don't want to see, we save that one, don't want to see that hash error. Therefore we go to our highway, we choose 2020 Term 1 Form 4 M. Let's see. Therefore you can see we have fixed that problem of a hash, and therefore our merit list looks nice. And you can see there are some marks that have not yet been fed. But basically our aim is to make sure that you understand the concept behind what I'm doing. But with the time, you'll be in a position to do it to perfection. Then we can also arrange this one, format that one to go to the right to avoid that situation whereby it is hidden. Then from there, let's go and do the ranking. The ranking, we shall use a function called dcount, and therefore we shall be counting the total inside the query, and then we shall also be in a position to rank that. But still there is an easy way of ranking if you don't mind so much on repetition of ranks. What you do, you just go to a point like this. Now we need to have our position. this position. Then we go and draw a text box. We remove the label part of it. Then inside this text box of ours, we type equals 1. Now once you type equals 1, you then go to properties, you go to data. Once you go to data, at this point where there is running sum, this point where we have running sum, you choose overall. Therefore we can do that. If you just go to running sum and choose overall. Now once you choose overall, the computer will automatically arrange that one into 1, 2, 3 number. But now for it to align with the marks, you have also to introduce something called sorting, group and sorting, that is in Microsoft Access. And therefore we need to check where we can get group and sorting. Then once you get our group and sorting, it is in design, this icon here, group and design. This one is very crucial. This is very important, very, very important. Therefore you click on group and sort. Then down here you add a group. Down here you add a group. Therefore, for example, I want to sort mine. I will scroll down. I want to sort mine according to, for example, average. So I will choose average. I will scroll down until then I choose average, this one. Therefore I choose, I want to group. I'm grouping according to average. Therefore I will choose average. I choose average. Then I inform the computer whether I want it in ascending order or descending order. Therefore sort. Then for I am sorting according to ascending order. Then from there I can now save that one. Then cross. Yes. Then now we can see what we have so far. Just go to 2020 term 1 form 4M. Then I open the list. Therefore the only mistake so far you have done is sorting. Otherwise ranking is fine here. Therefore let's go back and sort that one again. We go to design view. Then we want to sort. Okay, we have already added the group. Therefore from here, it is from largest to the smallest. If this is where we had done a brander, at this point, you need to choose from the largest to the smallest so that it can be arranged accordingly. Then from there we go back, we filter this, we choose term 1, form 3, then now it will be okay. Therefore the sorting part of it is use of the overall system, but there is the actual way of sorting, and that is the one I want us now to look at. Therefore that one, you go to the query, we have used query mail list 340. Now being in the query, you identify, we have used the field called average. Therefore that means we have to put the formula again here. the formula for average. The formula for average was this one, but remember there was a problem with Kiswahili and chemistry. Those ones were missing. Therefore, basically, this is the formula I use, only that I remove equal sign and replace with I replace that one with full colon. Therefore, I'll just come to this point and delete that one, then put a full colon. Then I will equate, I have average. I will equate average with another average. Therefore, because we cannot have two fields, we can call it AVE. AVE, that one is for equation. If I write AVE equals to average, that way. Then after doing that, AVE equals to average. After doing that now, I'll go to where my report is. My report is merit sheet. Now once I go to my merit sheet here, we can reduce this. Once I go to my merit sheet, I want to rank here. I want to rank in this text box, and therefore the first thing to do is to draw a text box. I'll draw a text box somewhere, though it will be actually hidden. It is called text 45. It is text 45. Therefore, I remove this label of text 40. This one. Then that one remain there. Then I go to my add list. I check whether I have a field called where it is here. This is my field, and therefore we just go to, this is for grade. Now let me remove this one. Therefore I'll have this one. Now what is the name of this? Average. Therefore I'll come at this point and then write this one equals to AVE. That one. And then after this is the equation of this one. This is average, this is AVE. Then I have marked this one is text 45. If I come to this point, I draw a text box where I want my positions to be. Okay, remove the label. I'll type now my formula, my D function here. I'll type as you see how I'm going about it. Therefore, our function will be equals to D count. Then our field is average. We shall be counting average. That is the field that we shall be counting. Quotation marks are put in the other side because Microsoft Word will actually misbehave here. Therefore, it equals to average. I need to put quotation marks here and here. Then comma. Then where am I getting it? Merit 34. That is the query name. It also should be then crossed with quotation marks. Then where now average. Where our average that is where average should be greater than text 45, the one that we have equated, and our average should be greater than 0. Then you cross with the two brackets plus 1, so that if it was position 1, it adds to position 2. Therefore, let's have this formula now edited in the Microsoft Word. At this point, we shall press it here. Then go to properties. Now let's just edit. We need to have quotation marks at that point. Then all the way to this point. At that point we need opening quotation marks. We also need quotation marks there. We also need quotation marks there. We also need some quotation marks there, and at the start of our average there, and there. Then let's try to see why it is complaining of so many. Okay, we have skipped a quotation mark there. Good. Therefore, you can see the machine. Therefore, let me show you the formula now. Therefore, the formula we can zoom. Therefore, this is the formula that should be written. Okay, let me just redo it. For this is the formula that we are supposed to write or to mark, that our D count, we are counting average from a query called merit 34, and our average should be greater than the equation. The equation was AVE, which is the same as average, and average should be greater than 0 plus 1. Therefore, after doing so, we can attempt to run, then see where we may go wrong. And first of all, we can also remove the grouping. This one is not crucial anymore. We are not using the grouping stuff. Therefore, after doing this, we can run and see what we have, so that we can edit or troubleshoot in case of anything. Therefore, let's see what we have so far. Therefore, I just go to merit M, then we open term 1, we open form 4, M used. Therefore, let's just give it color to be have color red. Then we go to property sheet and see how that formula of ours looks like. Therefore, this is the D count formula that it's counting average from a query called merit 34, where average is greater than the quoted value plus 1. Therefore, if position 1 was 1, then the next one is 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3, like that. Therefore, after now doing this, we can now just try to see whether we are on the right track. Therefore, I just go to filter M, then go to 2020, then I go to term 1, then I go to form 4, then M, then run. Very good. Therefore, you can see ranking has worked very well. Position 1, position 2, position 3, all the way that way. And therefore, this is how ranking is done using the D count. You can see it has worked very well up to that point. Therefore, you need to feed marks for everybody so that the ranking can effectively take place. Then, after doing this, we can assign a criteria here to indicate that if the pass mark was not greater than 40, then this person should come for remedial class. Therefore, that one is very possible. It is doable. You only now need to add here the status using the if function. You can just squeeze this one to create more space. Now, in case you need to look at if somebody should come for remedial, remedial. Therefore, we have been told if the pass mark, if the average is less than 40, therefore you can just assign an unbound control here up to that point. then remove the label. Then you can just type your if function here, or if function will go to that point, showing whether the person will come for a media or not. Therefore, we shall use not, yes, not, like that, or yes, no. Therefore, we write our formula here. Just click on this, then go to design, then property. Then we shall type a formula here in the control source that equals if. Therefore, if average is less or equal to 40, then this person should come for a medium. Therefore, I put a comma, quotation marks. Let's write remedial, like that. Close the quotation marks. Else, you can just say fine. I'm a pass. Then you just close the bracket that way, then save your work. Therefore, when we close this one, you can see our formula is there. And therefore, let's see how many are coming for a medial. Just go to filter M, then 2020, then choose term 1, then form 4, M, then run. Therefore, you have seen, it's actually working well, very well. That the first guys, these ones, the ones coming for a medial are these ones, downwards. Therefore, avoid, now assume these ones because you need to fill marks for everybody. But if you look at this criteria here, this one here, it is actually working very well. That if the pass mark is less than 40, then you come for a medium. Yeah, that way. Therefore, that criteria has been met. Then, if a person is position 1, 2, 3, then their fees is waived. The fees is waived. That means you do the same thing. You just go to the merit sheet. Then this time around here, you can talk of fees waived. Then you go to property sheet. Then this one will be if, first of all, you have to mark this, the name of this one, so that you can equate this text 47. Therefore, you go to this point, then write if text 47, if text 47 is equal to 1, is equal to, like now, if it is equal to 1, then you write something like is waived, else pay fees, like that. Therefore, for number 1, the fees will be waived, the rest they will pay the fees. If we just go to 2020, then term 1, then you go to form 4, like form 4M, then click and wait. Therefore, you can see, and that is the criteria I'm showing you how to do. Therefore, you can see the rest will pay the fees. These ones will pay, but the first guy there, since he's in position 1, he's not going to pay the fees. Therefore, that is the criteria you use to answer that question, that part. That one you use the if function. Therefore, let's go to our last part and create a report form. To create a report form, it is as simple as any other thing we have done. Just go to create, then you go to report design, you set it. Remember, report form should be portrait. Therefore, you just write your Masomo Bora school report form. Then we edit this one, go to format, can give it red color, can give it large font, something like 24. We need it we can reduce that one to 21. Then after that we put our photo design, we go and put our logo there, our logo goes there. Then we go to our pictures and assign our logo as usual. Then we save this one as report form. Then just like we have done any other, we need to instruct the engine where to get data from. You go to design properties, then where are we getting data from? We have to copy a query. We have to copy master and create a report form, or we just copy Merit 34, then paste. You just call it report form. Then where are we getting data from for our report? We are getting it from report form. Just go to where report form is, report form. Then we can cross this. Then have these ones, drag and drop whatever you need. We need to have our term. We remove the label term. We need to have our term there. Our term. We also need to have our year. Our year here. We also need to have our class around here. We also need to have our stream for our student. Up to that point there. Then we also need to have the name of our student. The name of our student. That is, we place it up to that point. Then after doing so, we can go to format, then go to we can format the name to that point. We can also give it some color. Then we can increase the font of these ones to something like 23. 23 is so big. We need to have 18 and also color red. Then from there we can have our label for, okay, we can have the subject here, subject. Then we can have opener. Then need term. Then you can have our end term. You can also have the average there. Then we can have this one formatted that way. Now let's see what we have so far. Okay, there is a problem because we have to assign the filters. Then from there, after having this, now you need to bring your subject averages here. Like we can start with mathematics. We need to have a mathematics average there. Then we have math 1, math 2, math 3, that way. Then we can have a label, design label. This is mathematics. Mathematics. Subject, like you have seen. Now we have arranged opener exam 1 with 1, exam 2 as the midterm, and exam 3 as 3. That is the 3. Then average and grade. Therefore, after now doing this, you can format this. We can center align, then give it a bit of some formatting. Now we can give that color. Therefore, that's how our report form so far looks like. But we also need to have the align here. Can draw a straight line here. Can delete that. Repeat again. We need a straight line. That way, then we can go to format and increase the width. Then from there, we can have that is our average here. Shall have our average here. We shall also can now have the average format. Have a bit of our average. Then we shall have the crust, that is the crust remarks. That point that way. And we can also format that one. That way. Can have it that way. Then we shall have the position of the student here. Position. Okay, position. Position there. The position of that student. Therefore, now after doing that one, here we might have to get the formula. That is the formula we had. We just go to design, then text box. You can draw a text box there. It's called text 95. Then inside the text 95, we write equals to average. Then make sure this one is not visible. No. When you run, it will not be visible. Then our position will be put here. We just go and get the function we had. We don't need to write another formula. just go and get this formula, this for dealing the way it is. You copy that one, then you just come to this point in report form and assign a text box. You key in that formula there, but this time around you have to go back to properties and edit. This is text 95. That one should be text. Text 95. That one should be text 95. Then can just go and format that one. First of all, let's have what you have so that we can include out of now the the total. Therefore, after doing that, this is whatever we have so far. We call it report form. Therefore, we go and that is we go in our in this point here. We copy this filter M, copy, paste, but we call it now report form. Report form. Then in this report form of ours, we go to design view. Therefore, this one is open report form. Open report forms. Then this one is also now open report form. Open report forms. Then okay, that is the way it looks like. Then you go to this point, code, properties, on event, on click. We change the name of this. We change the name of this one to report form. Therefore, we are opening report form. Report form. We are opening report form. Then we go now to our query. Our query is called report form. You click, go to design view. Now remember what we did in the other one. Therefore, we shall change the name of the form, that is filtering. Therefore, it is report form. You also do the same here. It is report form. It is report form. Then we also change the name of the filter form to report form. Therefore, we are now associating the form with the query. And therefore, when now I run this one, then I go to term 1. Then I want to open form for M. Okay, there is a problem. Report name, report form. You enter this either. Okay, therefore you probably have misspelled. Therefore you go to we misspelled the name. We left T. Report. Now let's see whether it will work. Yeah, good. Therefore you can see, okay, we only have the position error in position, but we shall be in a position now to fix that one. But so far, you see it is opening a report form for John Mwangi. Okay, we forgot to put the admission number and also fix this one. Therefore, we'd go to Kiswahili and biology. There is a problem. Kiswahili and biology. If I go to Kiswahili, this one, properties, or there is a problem with the decimals. we fixed save Kiswahili and biology. Then we go to Kiswahili properties. This one should read fixed that way. Then we also forgot to include the division number of the student. Therefore, we go to add, then we are including the admission number, the S admission number. Remove the label, include the admission number here, format, then we make it bigger that way and bold, italics little bold. Then we also need to fix this one. There was a problem there. These ones. You can hold shift as you click so that you can be affected with whatever you want. That way. Then after doing so, we can now first of all see what we have. See what we have so far. Just go to save, go to report form, open report form, term 1, form 3, M. Then you open the report forms. Therefore, you can see now how our report form looks like. It has the grade, it has the average, it is showing opener, it is showing midterm, end term, and the average. Therefore, the only thing we need to fix is the position out of. Then from there, you can see now we have a full report form. Therefore, if you take your time, you can be in a position to create a very smart report form, and that will be actually be opened by this one. Therefore, when you open this and you go to the class you want, therefore you'll be in a position to open the report forms exactly to fix the that is the fonts. Like now, you can just make sure that our font is smart. Select all that way. Then you go to format. You can make this one bold and also something like Arial black. Then when you go to position, remember we are using the D count. Therefore, the function that will really work is this one, the D count. Therefore, this is the function that will work. Position. Remember our query, we are counting average from a query called report form. But our point of equation, just like I showed you in the other one, we have put average equals, that is text 95 equals to average for equation purposes. Therefore, after doing that, out of, you use count function to count the number of admission numbers available. Therefore, out of count as admission number, it is counting all admission numbers available, just to put out of. Then from there, I think the rest I have explained. Therefore, I need now to close this one. I save. Then I open my report form. I just go to 2020. Then I go to term 1. Then I go to form 4M, for example. Then I open the report forms for form 4M. And therefore, you can see my guy here, John Mwangi, is position 1 out of 15. That is in that class with this average. And if you want to confirm it is true, you just go to the that is the merit sheet M, then you can confirm, you go to term 1, then you go to form 4M, then see whether John Mwangi is, that guy is number 1, for sure he is number 1. Therefore, that's how you create an examination system. But before probably we terminate, you can create an overall form. Just go to create, then you go to form design to create a switchboard. Then you may have design, then have to Masomo Bora school examination management system. Then after having this one, you can go to form, then you put something big, like you can talk of 30, then now this should be a control form. Then from there we can give it some color. Then we can now assign our forms here. Remember, the most important ones are report form and these ones. Therefore, you can just go to design, then you take this button here, you drag, then go to form operations, open form. Then we are opening filter 34. That is max entry. That one. Then you can draw another one. Then you go to form operations, open form. Then this is to open the registration form. This is open registration. Then we can take another one. We go to form operations, open form. Then this one we are opening report forms. We just say open report forms. Then you can also draw another one. Form operations, open form next. This is to open subject selection. Open subject selections. Then we can draw the other one here. Go to form operations, open form next. We are opening that is merit sheet. Open merit sheets. That is opening merit sheets. This is for the reports, and also this one for the reports. That way. Then after doing that, you can save this one as MM. You can call it MM. Then can assign some color to it that way. Remember, we have our Masomo Bora logo. If I can just go to this point and draw our logo here, that is our picture. This is our logo. Therefore, this one should go at least somewhere down there. Then the last thing, we need to put a code that when this one opens, it maximizes. When it opens, it maximizes. Therefore, that's what we need to do. Therefore, the last code is going right-click properties. Then you go to form. Then you go to event. Now on road, we put a event procedure. A very simple: do cmd.maximize, as simple as that. Do cmd.maximize. Then our last task is to go to file, then you go to options, then you go to current database, you type the title Masomo Bora examination system. Then you choose the form, which form will be loaded, Then after doing so, you remove this stuff there. You also remove this. Then you click on OK. Then close your form, close your system. Now once you close your system, then open it again. We'll see what happens. Now we are launching our program. Therefore, this is how our program looks like. Therefore, our program now is complete. We can navigate through our program. Open registration form. See, form 3M. I can navigate. Open subject selection, which class? Form 4M. You see. Then I close. Then I want to open max entry. This launches. For the max entry, this launches. Then I can choose the class I want to enter the max. Form 4M. Here we go. Now I can fill the marks the way I wish, just like we have been doing. Once I'm done, I want to see the mark sheet. I can just go to where I want, navigate, see my mark sheet. Then my mark sheet is here. Then I want to see report forms. Just go to this point. I see my report form, term 1, form 4. I'm using this one because it has data already selected. Therefore, I can see my report form. Therefore, thank you very much for watching. Remember to share with your friends so that they can learn more in Microsoft Access. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Therefore, thank you again very much. God bless you. Therefore, in my next video, I will be creating a pharmaceutical management